Hello everyone, and today I wanted to take a look at a really simple villager breeder that I believe has been pretty overlooked. Now, I have been using this farm since the release of 1.14. I have used it in 1.16 as well. It works in all versions above 1.14 as far as my knowledge is. We are currently in 1.15.2, and it's an extremely simple concept. So you have a farm over here, and then you have two farmers, or more, there's no limit. The farmers need to have access to a composter, and as far as it goes for making sure the plants stay hydrated, I just have a spruce slab here that I put water in, and then I put the composter on top of that. Now, you are not limited to only two villagers. You can have multiple more in here. I just had two for the sake of symmetry. And as you can see, this one does not have a workstation, so we'll just go ahead and throw in another workstation. And I do recommend having at least a light block on top of the workstations, so that way the villagers can't jump onto their workstation and then jump back off of it, causing the crops to get trampled. So as far as it goes for breeding, they will just harvest the plants and then they will breed with each other, because there are beds over here that they can see. So as long as there are more beds than there are villagers, they will be able to breed. As you can see, there are at least 9 beds here, and there's only 4 villagers, so there's plenty of space for babies. The way this works is, a villager cannot walk under a trapdoor, and they will pathfind over trapdoors. So a villager thinks he can walk under here. He does not see the trapdoor as an obstruction to his pathfinding, and he also thinks he can walk on top of an open trapdoor. So the way this works is, when a baby is born, they're able to simply walk across over to the beds, just like that, and they will fall down. But the adults are not able to, because they cannot walk under these trapdoors. We can simulate that real quick by changing the time to night. And as you can see, all the villagers will pathfind over to the beds, but they simply cannot walk through. Only the babies can. We'll spawn another baby, and it will immediately walk through and be dropped into a water stream, and then down into our cell. We can further see that over here, just by simply spawning the villager and a baby. As you can see, the adult will make it all the way to the trapdoor, and cannot walk under it. The baby will eventually make his way over here and walk right past and fall. So that is all you need to know to build this, except for a couple other things. This farm can be as big as you want or as small as you want, as long as there is at least 2 farmers that can breed. And there's at least 3 beds, so that way there's more than there are the farmers. And one thing I did notice while I was using this farm is, if there are blocks here above the beds, so you would have a too high ceiling, like so, the villagers will not be able to detect these beds. They will attempt to breed, but the breeding will fail because the beds for some reason are considered as obstructed. So if you want to build a roof over this, you need to make sure it would be at least 3 blocks tall if you were on the ground level. So a roof here is fine, a roof here would not work. This farm can be built underground, it can have a roof over it. It will not affect the way these guys work whatsoever, as long as there are no obstructions over the beds and they can properly detect the beds and pathfind to the beds. That's all you need to know for this farm. I'm not going to do a tutorial on it since it is extremely basic. You just need to make a farm and then divide the beds by having the trapdoors there. And I will add one more note down here, is as far as this goes, for pickup system, I use this. As you can see, I didn't get a villager actually, but if I go ahead and I spawn an adult villager, I can go ahead and place a minecart again, and it'll pick up the adult villager. So this is a really easy way to sort out the babies from the adults if you have a trading hall that you want to bring them into. And that will be the end of this video. I thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to leave a like or even subscribe.